to the Couple of Thoughts podcast.
I'm about to say, why your voice cracking? You okay?
Are you okay?
You nervous?
What am I nervous about?
I don't know.
This is episode number 17 because we didn't put out the first 20.
You said a couple of thoughts or a couple of thoughts?
A couple of thoughts.
Okay.
I say thoughts.
A couple of thoughts.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing? We'll start with you guys because we started last week.
Yeah, how are you?
Same old. It's crazy because now everything's starting to kind of open up, like county by county. So we may be lifting soon, being able to go outside. I mean, that's cool, but I'm still going to take precaution. And then I was mentioning to Drew earlier, even when we are opening, they're only opening, I guess, at 25% occupancy. So I was thinking, like, damn, like, people have to, like, reserve in advance. Like, he was saying no more than 6 people can sit at a table at restaurants. And they're only allowing a certain amount of people in at a time. So I'm thinking, like, dang, like, how is the club going to be when we go out? Or the bars? Like, how, you know, is it just going to be like that 25% of people have to, like, go online and pay to be a part of a certain event? Or I just want to see how this goes. I'm curious to know how all of this goes.
My week was good. A lot of working.
Mm.
But it was a good week. A great week, actually. I came to like a lot of realizations.
Working, ain't you?
I'm shaking the table. But,
But say you shaking the
it's earthquake. But yeah, a lot of like it's been a real good week for me. Like an amazing week for me in life. For my 2020, like this was like a lot of my stuff that I thought about the beginning of 2020 happened this week.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yes. Stuff that I have to speak on off camera, maybe, but not on camera.
Yeah, he made major progress this week.
In a lot of things. Some things she don't even know. She act like she know, or she's just in my head. But some stuff she doesn't even know. But yeah,
I'm now curious. Like,
I'll tell everybody
curious.
later whenever the camera's off. But yeah, some real crazy like lit shit. How's you guys' week?
Okay.
I had a good week. Did you have a good week overall?
I really do shit this week. Another quarantine week, basically.
Did y'all go out were y'all out in Atlanta? I seen it's crazy out there this past week.
It looked like
I'm
outside.
not going anywhere. People are outside.
People
that shit
are
is insane.
in the
People are out like shit is open.
I think somebody
people are
shut
out
the
like shit is
club
open,
up.
bro.
People were running outside.
They did like some like air show yesterday, and people were every fucking where. They told people not to congregate and meet up to watch it, and literally people were like every fucking where trying to watch that shit.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, but no, I'm not. I don't leave the house. I saw all this on the internet. I'm not leaving the house.
I've left the house.
I mean, I leave the house if I have to go to the store or something. But other than that,
I've been going to Michael's. I finally found some toilet paper.
That's because she's trying to kill me.
I'm not trying to kill you at all.
And this one, she thinks everything's a life or death situation. She
the
called
mask.
me
I'm
panicked and stressed out, talking about, hey, which toilet paper do I get? The purple pack? They don't have the purple pack, but that's the one I like. They got the blue pack though. Do I just get that or do I wait?
No,
I'm like, if you don't buy the goddamn toilet
if you're
paper,
gonna tell the story correctly. I like Cottonelle
tissue.
tissue.
You called me in
there are
in a
two
frenzy.
versions of Cottonelle tissue. There's a purple pack and the blue pack.
Yeah.
I prefer the purple pack of Cottonelle. Tissue has been hard to come by. All they had was the blue pack of Cottonelle. And I was just like, I don't really like it, but it's Cottonelle. And they had like the 12 pack and then I think like an 18 pack. And I was like, ooh, do I get the 18 pack because tissue's been so hard to come by?
Yeah.
But then again, I don't really like this tissue, so do I just get the 12 pack?
Man, fuck that shit.
We've been getting tissue from CVS, from the gas station, like wherever you find it, if they got
but
it.
CVS has always had tissue when we
it is
go.
like
no, what you mean see?
It was a situation.
You're taking it like a life or death. You're
It was. I was like, do you get 12 or do you get 18?
Buy the toilet paper and call it a day.
But which one?
Whichever one you pick up first. Turn around and
See, when do we
you
need
pick up.
a good toilet paper? We need that.
We do.
I need that.
What's up with the balloons,
Whatever floats your
y'all?
boat. Whatever floats your boat.
What's up with the balloons?
We got a birthday pod.
Birthday pod.
Yay!
Happy
Bree's
birthday.
birthday.
Woo! Bree.
I
I wish we could have played a song right now. It's your birthday.
Oh, we're gonna put it.
Where beans go?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
He's like
what
trying.
is he doing?
What's happening? What are you doing?
You got a surprise or
Yes, I
something.
keep talking. I don't know what's happening. Yes.
So,
It's a birthday.
with your birthday being here, well, today's not on today, but coming up, what is like your New age. Okay, this.
How
is
was
like
it?
how was your last year?
Yeah.
Basically.
Old as dirt.
Anyways, excuse you.
She the oldest one on this cast.
Be quiet. I don't really like. I haven't thought about it. About like what do I want this new year of life to entail. I think I'm open to new experiences, but I'm always open to new experiences. I definitely think this is a new chapter because I'm walking away from my job.
That's exciting.
So we'll see how this goes. And it's like, it's kind of nerve wracking because it's like I'm getting older. But I don't have like that same financial security. But it'll be fine. We'll see. And worst comes to worst, I can always go back to teaching.
Yeah, exactly. It'll always be there.
What did you learn out of your last year of life?
Oh, last year of life.
What was your biggest takeaway from your last year?
And what was your how old are you turning, if you don't mind me asking?
98.
I'm not turning 98. I'll be 29.
Okay.
I turned 29 this year also. It's lit. It's lit.
So, the biggest takeaway I would definitely say is to just kind of be selfish and do what I want to do. I think a lot of times that I always think about everybody else before kind of like valuing my opinions or my feelings on things. So it's just like stepping back, being a little selfish, learning boundaries, saying no, and being okay with saying no. Because normally I like
that's deep.
Kind of teeter when it's like,
is that
ooh,
a
I say
Taurus
no.
thing? Because I feel like I'm always like,
I think it's an age
overly
thing.
considerate to the point where it's
bad.
And
me.
I was too considerate. Like,
even like to piggyback on what you said, even in relationships, because I learned even just doing what I want to do or what I like, even with like just saying, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm gonna do, boom. Like I came to that same type of thing too, where I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna do.
I'm back.
Whatever I want to do. I
knew he was up to something.
It's gonna be on the podcast. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Debris. Happy birthday to you. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. We don't have wine glasses. Bow. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Cheesecake.
What is that? Oh, cheesecake.
I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Oh, yes, sir.
What
flavor cheesecake is that? Chocolate in there?
Strawberry.
Like strawberry or
Strawberry.
raspberry. Strawberry.
Ooh, okay, yes,
That
sir.
is nice. Okay.
There
That's how
go
we
beans again.
That's how we
Oh my God.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yes.
Hey.
Cheers to another.
Okay, so how about this? Let's do this.
Yes.
Since instead of the randomizer, since it's her birthday, we'll let you choose who you would like to go first.
Okay, that is.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. I don't like the pressure of that.
I know we all know who she's gonna choose.
I want to go with what the randomizer said first. We're going to go with the truth. Just to be fair.
All right, so now we got to do the randomizer. Well, after you ask your question to see who goes first. So I'll let you go ahead and go.
All right, so
first.
this week on the podcast is my topic is if somebody's in a relationship with somebody, what advice would you give them if saying like they're living together, they're splitting bills together, they're unhappy?
Oh.
How do they go about telling that person? Like, how do you go about leaving that relationship? Because it's not as easy if you're all dating in separate homes. If you're living with somebody, splitting bills with them, y'all might not even have something in y'all name together, but it's all that. Like, how would you go about separating and splitting ties and saying, you know what? Like, how do you think would be the best way to approach? Because you just don't want to live unhappy. A lot of people do it, though. They're unhappy.
I'm saying there's plenty of people who do it.
Plenty of people because they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to move, and then I have to worry about this and all that. Boom. That's my question, my topic. I'm yellow.
Nope. It's red.
Is that red?
Amber.
Okay.
Amber.
It's funny that you asked that because literally me and one of my friends were just talking about a situation with somebody that you know, they know, hearsay basically. And, you know, they were living together. I don't know. I'm going to speak to me personally first before I go into other scenarios.
Yeah.
It's tough, but dang, it always kind of makes me think like people should have a little something on the side just in case.
A little something.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
You know,
You're gonna have to explain that because something on the side could be anything. It could be money, another. It could be another boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be all kinds of stuff.
Not another person.
Please clear that up.
Hey, look, I know. Hey, look, we're not working out. I think I'm gonna go move in with Johnny down the block.
Yeah, like, I already had him I was already texting him.
Damn.
I'm sorry for you, but damn, you need to say what you mean and say it clearly.
You ain't finished. You jumping to conclusion.
Everybody thought the same thing. You just need something on the side.
Like an account, like another account. Like I don't know. Make sure you're covered.
A little money, a safety blanket of money on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's, I wouldn't want to live in a situation where we're just resenting each other and we're literally just roommates because, like, I don't know. It's when that's a really tough point to get to in your relationship, and I feel like you would just have to like. It's not gonna happen instantaneously. Like it's gonna take some time. Like you would have to like make a list, kind of sign off on what assets you're willing to, you know, split, or you can have this and you can have that. It's gonna take some time, but I feel like it can be done. But before getting to that point, I would do therapy. I would try to, you know, work through whatever it is before just cutting it off. But with the other situation, like, you know, that person gave their spouse an amount of money to go and get on their feet. Would you do something like that?
Who, me?
Like, let's say, like...
No.
Like, you know, if we broke up and you were like, I know she don't have it like that, so I
wouldn't give you a certain amount of money, but, like, I'll say, okay, here's 3 months rent or something like that. But I wouldn't, like, give you money. I'll, like...
You better than that.
You wouldn't just leave me high.
You wouldn't do that?
It depends on what it depends on what it is.
You don't leave a nigga.
It depends on what the situation is for me. It depends on what the situation is. Oh, and because I got something to say about this because I lived this.
Okay,
okay.
She did. God damn, this thing got a lot. Yeah, you got a lot of experience.
You know, I got a lot of personal experience.
Yeah, I just really like he literally does.
I thought you asked the question for me. I was like, oh, let me go ahead and pop it off one time when I heard it.
How do you go about approaching saying, okay, this isn't healthy. I'm not happy. You don't even know if the other person may be happy, but you're not happy in the relationship, and you're like, okay, how do you approach that person? How do you approach even the topic of I'm not happy before you even get to the part, okay, who's gonna go where? If that makes sense. I think
mine was more so abrupt because it wasn't like a gradual like I'm not happy. It was like, all right, you cheated. I tried to figure it out for like a couple weeks, 3 weeks, a month, or some shit like that, and I was like, yeah, this is not working for me. And I think we got to like a really bad argument, and I think that's how it happened. Mm-hmm. And then how that conversation came up.
How she left?
I think that's how that conversation came up. And then, yeah, because it was about a month, I think, afterwards.
Mm-hmm. A month after that happened.
Yeah, after that cheated. It was like a month that went by.
It was already unhappiness brewing in there, basically.
Yeah.
And
so then it was like we had a bad argument, and it was just like, all right, like this shit not working, like.
Yeah.
So
you say just attack.
So if the terms were ended like on that note, you wouldn't set her up to.
Fuck no. Hell no.
That's understandable.
What? I mean, hell no. Setting you up.
You say wait until it like pops, basically, because basically if y'all didn't get that bad argument,
no, it was longer. Nah, I wouldn't say it would have went that much longer. It wouldn't have gone that much longer anyway.
But I'm saying you weren't like, okay, she cheated. You're like, okay, I'm gonna try to do this for a month.
I tried. It wasn't like I didn't give it like a month. Like I was gonna give it a month.
Yeah, you didn't say
it just happened that way.
That's what I'm saying. So therefore, you were just like, I'm gonna ride it out, basically, until the shit. Because a lot of people in relationships.
I initially like in my head. Initially, I was like, nah, fuck that. You knew it already. But I gave it like a chance.
See, that's the thing. I feel like you should at that point, whenever you're like in your head. Whenever you're in your mind, because no matter what she did to try to console you about cheating or anything like that, in your head, you were already done.
Yeah, I was pretty much already done anyway, but that's what I'm saying. I wanted to like at least try. If that makes sense.
No, if you're done,
I gave it a try. I don't know.
But
but that's the thing. In my head, I was done, but like the feelings were like still there. Like I was still like emotionally connected at the time. So I'm like, oh, maybe like I'm not. That made me teeter. In my head, I'm like, fuck that. I want to be done.
You're wavering
because I'm not with that shit. But I was like, I don't know, because like, you know, it was like, because at that point we had been together for like 4 years or maybe a little over. So it's like, like it's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we had been together for 6 months and it's just like, all right, whatever, bye. So it was like a little tougher to like just cut off.
You want to give it up.
Yeah, so it was like one of those things. But now, I think now knowing that there's nothing, that's not something I can get over because I've experienced it and I know I can't get over it. It's like for me, I'm like, nah, if it happens, it's just like, all right, cool. Like, there's no point wasting time for me. Yeah. I would just end it. But that's because I've already experienced it and I know it's not for me and I know I can't get over it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
I'm
sitting here being devil's advocate, like, oh, well, is 30 days really enough when you think about 4 years?
But it's different. Like, it's like, you know what's hard about that for me? Like, because I'm like a super overthinker, every time I would look at her, it was like, in my head, you ever seen The Best Man? And when he looked at dude and he would like picture in his head, that's how it was for me.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's like
I can't
even
that table at that bachelor party.
Yeah, it's like I can't even look at you. Like every time I look at you, I get like pissed off and I think about that. And it's like, damn, like that's like.
Understood.
Yeah, so it was like on some shit where I tried and it just didn't work. So if it was like amicable and like, I think the only way I'm setting you up is if we got kids, because I would want my kids to be comfortable when they go see you. Or are they with you? Other than that, fuck all that. If you figure it out.
Okay.
For me, my situation, I mean, the way I look at it is totally different. Like, I think, like, if I'm unhappy in a relationship, I'm going to voice it. And I'm going to let you know. And as awkward and obnoxious as it may seem, like, if I feel like, okay, there's something that you're doing that I don't like and it would cause me to leave, I'll probably say, like, okay, yeah, no, you need to do this, or like, no, I don't like that. You need to do this, or I'm just gonna like, it's gonna slide. Like, it's just gonna. I would do that versus stay in it for a long, long term. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
I'm laughing because how she's looking at you.
And the way Amber looked
she just cocked her whole head sideways.
Because I'm trying to understand.
Like, I'm trying to say, basically, like, say if if I'm in a relationship with somebody, and I'll put it to example as, and say like Amber throws her clothes everywhere when she comes in the house. I'm gonna be like, okay, baby, you gotta pick up your clothes, you gotta boo boo bop. But if there's just no progress in that, and there's just no girl, and she's just like, oh no, forget it, I'm not doing that. I would tell her, okay, like, we're not even gonna be able to work. I'm not gonna be able to be with you if you're not gonna work on that, or if you're not gonna do that.
Do you mean something that trivial, or are you just give that
example? No, not that trivial.
Okay.
Not that trivial at all.
Just
I'm saying, like, whatever it is, yeah, whatever it was that I felt.
Something that sits with you for the day after and after.
Yeah, like, if I feel like you're not affectionate enough.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the things. Or her communication. There's been times where I just would bluntly say, okay, Amber, you gotta learn how to talk. You gotta communicate, or this is not gonna work. We're not gonna work if you can't communicate. I want you to be a little more affectionate. We're not like, these are conversations that has been had. If that makes sense. So I feel like I would let that be known, and that whenever I let that be known, if it doesn't improve by then, I would slide. I feel like I would slide. I would slide.
So basically,
how long
what
do
you're
you give
saying
it?
is, if it's something that you can't live past,
yes,
nothing. If you're stuck in a tough situation, a tough spot, and you told someone how you feel, and they don't work or try to change those things,
you leave.
You wouldn't.
You don't try. And one, of course, a wrong thing that I might have did in my past relationship is you don't want to be the person who's unhappy and don't speak it. Nobody can read your mind. Even if you live with somebody for years, that your partner, viewers, cannot read your mind. If you don't like something your partner's doing, if you want your partner to work on something, and it doesn't mean you're right for the way you feel, but once you express how you feel to your partner, you put that out there. Just don't think, oh, this nigga keep throwing his clothes on the floor. Oh, dirty ass. No, don't mumble it. Say it. Say exactly how you feel. And it may not even come. It may not even. It may not even.
Still leave their clothes on the floor.
And then that's when you say, you know what? Me as a human being, I express to you I don't like you throwing your clothes on the floor. I express that to you from my heart. That's how I felt.
Though.
It is that simple.
Oh,
in life, for me, like Bree just said,
women though, men are just
you guys
like,
make it hard.
No, Bree, you just said at 28.
No, it's not that simple, because how people are raised, their environment, all these things have effect on who you grow up and who you become.
Facts.
So all of this some of these things are subconscious, and they may not even realize that they're doing those.
And that's why I said whenever
it's not just get up and leave.
It's not. No, the thing is like I said on the last podcast. It's not. I'm not saying instantly. I'm telling you, you're throwing your clothes on the floor. Stop it. I don't expect you the next day for no. Okay, that's just okay. I'll use the thing of communication. I'm not telling you, yo, Amber, next time we have a conversation, we're having an argument and you just stop talking or just slam the door, I'm leaving you. No. I'm telling you, I have a problem with that. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. You need to work on that. But if you're going to be, oh, no, fuck that, and then the next few conversations or arguments we have, you continue to do the same thing and there's no progress, I'll slide in a second because you're not even trying to work on that. I know I'm not perfect. My partner knows she's not perfect. And like I said on the last podcast, the moment you say, okay, I'm not going to work on something or not going to compromise on something, I would slide in a second. Because I'm not putting myself in no... I like peace, zen, calm. I'm like calm. Like, that's just me. Positivity. I like calmness around me. I like being calm. And I want my girlfriend, my future wife, my future fiance to be my peace also. So if I feel like there's something that you're doing that disturbs that, I'm going to let you know. If you're not working on it, I would slide because I'm not going to let nothing come between my peace. Nothing will stop Andrew from a peace of mind. Just factual. And I think anybody in a relationship to do that. I think sometimes people may be scared to voice how they feel because sometimes how we feel is stupid. There's been times where I felt a way to Amber and I would express it and then she'll be like, what are you talking about? And I'd be like, damn, that was dumb for me to feel that way. But at least I said it and it wasn't on my chest. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because whenever you sit with that and you just dwell on it and you think and you overthink, it kills me. So I just say speak to your partners. And if you feel, let me finish my little last spiel on it. And when if you see your person who you're with, if you go to your partner and you say, okay, I'm unhappy. And like, oh, why are you unhappy? I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this. And if y'all try to do therapy and it don't work, then y'all just need to come to agreement and slide. Just don't wait until, because even if y'all come to agreement and say, okay, yeah, you're not happy, this is not going to work. Well, let's figure out how in a month times we can we can split it up. Don't want to wait until it comes to some crazy shit, I say. And then it's like a spur of the moment.
Get out.
Yeah, where you have to, I say, if you're unhappy, do not just sit in an unhappy relationship. That's crazy. You speak, you express how you feel. Y'all can try therapy, try different things. If it doesn't work, then y'all sit down as grown adults. Nobody has to be somewhere they're not happy. Slide. Shit might be hard. If you gotta go back to your parents, who cares? But don't stay nowhere where you're happy. To all the viewers, if you're in an unhappy relationship, you slide. Go back home. Who cares how friends or anybody may look at you? If you're not happy in a relationship, slide. Okay, y'all splitting bills. Shit might be hard. Go live with a friend. Go rent a room. But slide. Don't stay nowhere where you're not happy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Especially if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, anything really. Don't stay in an unhappy relationship. Don't do it.
Okay, so, all right, when it gets to that point, after that, are you gonna, whatever finances, whatever everything that's going on, you would help out? You know,
even if Amber 3 years in it right now, if she cheating or some crazy shit, because we're us being so in it right now, and say, oh, I come home some crazy ass something, I would still be like, damn, that's fucked up. Okay, yeah, this not gonna work.
I think it's easier to say to just like rip off the Band-Aid and walk away from it and just kind of like say how you feel and be done with it. But when you're actually in that situation, I think for me personally, I just try to be more patient with like the situation and just try to like work through those like differences. But I don't know, like I've never lived with a man, first of all. So I don't know what it's like to live with somebody and be unhappy and to like always be in that state, because I feel like even if you were to find yourself unhappy in your relationship, if you don't live together, you can find some sort of space and kind of like get back to yourself, and then maybe you'll find some joy and then you'll be fine in your relationship. But like I don't know what it's like to be unhappy living with someone and like splitting bills and things like that.
That shit different.
Yeah, I feel as though like I personally, I think I would try to work it out.
That shit different. No, it's different when you're like, all right, yeah, I might have to go to work, and I'm like, for those few hours that I'm not at home, it's like, oh yeah, I like feel kind of normal. And then I get back in the house with this bitch. It's
yeah,
different.
But I also think different. It's like it's different too, because like my home is like my sanctuary. This is where I feel at peace. This is like my calm. I don't know what that's like to be disrupted. I say now I would want to work through it, but if I felt as though I was home, and if home was like in a constant state of chaos, I'd probably go get an Airbnb for like a week or two. and just be like, you can stay here, and I think I would like pay for something just like to take myself out of the situation. Like, it's nothing personal, but it's just like I can't do it right now. So my topic is kind of like a extension of like our last topic about the whole like Boosie and Dwayne Wade. But my question is, when you have children, are you going to let your children be like gender fluid? Are you going to be, let's say you have little boys, are you going to be okay with like your boys playing with like dolls or playing like dress up and things like that? Or are you going to be okay with like your girls wanting to be like the quote unquote tomboy and just like being active and being rough for a little girl? Like, are you going to let that happen, or are you going to say, no, you're a boy?
Randomizer, hold
do
on.
This.
Randomizer,
no,
hold
you're
up.
a girl. Do this.
Do this.
Okay.
Randomizer.
Yeah, that's me. Hey, I think it's green.
Is it green? What
Fucking
happened? We got an ad.
No, it was blue. I thought
Fuck, it's me.
Blue.
It's blue.
Perfect.
All right. So for me, I would like to say, like, oh yeah, I don't care what people do with their lives, but I think it's different when you have kids, because it's like, like I kind of like, I want my kids, like, I envision my kids to be a certain way in my head. I think, honestly, if I'm being honest, I think it'd be easier for me to accept, like, oh yeah, my daughter wants to play basketball and do shit like that, than it would be for me to be like, oh yeah, like, my son wants to, do shit like that. I think it's, like, I'm not gonna lie and sit here and lie and say, like, oh, I'd be, like, super okay with it in the beginning. I think in the end, I think it's like, oh, like, I kind of gotta, like, accept you for who you are, kind of sort of thing. But I'm not gonna sit here and say it'd be easy. Like,
I kind of have to.
I mean, you kind of do. I mean, you could strain your relationship. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that just because, like, I mean, I know what it's like to not have a parent, a father, period. So, like, I would like to, like, have that relationship. So I would, try to get over it. But I think, like I said, I think I would have a harder time getting over, like, my son, like, wanting to do, like, I don't know.
What about you? But it would be easier for the girl.
For me,
but why is it easier for the girl?
I don't know why, but for me in my head, it just seems like it'd be easier.
Right.
How is that sexist? I'll be letting her do whatever she wants to do. That's not sexist.
Wait, listen.
What is the question?
It would be easier for you to accept her, not wanting to identify as a girl and come home.
Hold on, are we talking about like transgender and shit?
No, just not identifying as a girl.
Oh, see, no. See, you guys are going. See, you guys are going. This is going further than I thought. I thought you just meant like, oh, a tomboy, she want to play basketball and shit.
No, like
all that stuff.
I'm talking about just identifying.
Kid just being themselves.
Oh no, I'm gonna have a hard time with any of that. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm gonna have a hard time with any of that. Yeah, I can't lie. Like, everybody got like their opinions and shit, but I can't say now because I haven't been in that situation. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that I would have a hard time with it. Like I said, if she a tomboy and she want to go hoop some niggas up or some shit and wear ponytails every day, all right, cool. I think I might be all right with that.
But if your son want to grow his hair out and wear a ponytail, you not okay with it?
Hold on, you want to talk about the puff joint, or you talking about a ponytail?
He wants a ponytail. He wants some inches.
Nah, I think that's a little. Well, it depends on if he got the little Fabio type hair and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cool.
Oh, so like if
that's me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But it all depends. I think it depends.
It's okay if he's being like Rico Suave, but not if he wants to be damn. I don't know.
If he want to be J-Lo, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Hey, this is all new stuff to me. I've never experienced this personally. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna sit here and like lie just because it's gonna look good or sound good. And be like, yeah, I'm okay with my kids doing whatever. Now I'm probably gonna feel some kind of way about it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with it. Like, hey, yeah, my wife or girlfriend or whatever at the time popped out a boy, but now you a girl. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm okay with it. Like off top, like I might have some problems with it. Mm-hmm. I'm not like it's easier to say until you get to that point. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, like I'm cool with it. Like,
I feel where Beans is coming from. So I feel like it's different when you're in it and you have your child and they may. I'm not gonna go. I feel like if I have a son, I'm gonna buy him boy stuff. Like I'm gonna buy him
boy stuff. You think there's such thing as boy stuff and girl
stuff?
Well,
I mean, no. I feel like you can be boy stuff, girl stuff, or whatever. But I'm like gonna be getting him like sports stuff. Like I'm gonna be getting him.
Because that's boy stuff.
I would get the girls' sports stuff too. Look, please, can you let me finish?
No, I'm trying to understand.
No, because even one of the viewers said that the guys interrupt the girls too much. Okay.
All right, then. Okay, let me not interrupt you.
Thanks. Anyways, so I feel like my initial thought when I have a boy is, of course I'm gonna get him stuff that's like, arts and crafts, learning materials. That's what I'm gonna lean towards first. And I would want to get him like, instruments or different sports stuff to see what he likes. And I would just kind of see, I would try to get him like basically everything and see out of everything, what is he leaning towards? What does he like?
And what do you get the girl?
Everything. And what she is, whatever she leans. So we'll see what, it's just basically playing the waiting game to see like your child.
So you're not getting the boy stuff and the girl stuff. You're just getting them everything. The boy get Barbies, the boy get.
Well, no, I wouldn't get him. I wouldn't say I would get him Barbies.
Hey, really quickly, I'm sorry. You guys made it real serious for me talking about transgenders and shit. If we were talking about just toys and shit, you can get whatever kind of toy you want. You guys made that shit super serious for me.
Would you buy your son Barbies?
If you ask for it, nigga, shit. But you guys talking about, now they want to be a girl and shit.
Barbies?
Listen, I don't know what I would do because I don't have any kids, okay? I'm just saying, as of me, as being Amber pre-kids, I would, just give him, I'll give him or her, these advantages, these toys, these things, and this, and to see what they like. Play the waiting game to see, like, what they are leaning towards. And then if they did get to the point where, like, my daughter, instead of playing with Barbie, she wants to go. And I don't really like getting little girls babies. Like, why are we teaching them how to raise kids from as soon as they
teaching them how to raise kids?
Like, cause like you give your daughter this little baby and you give her the bottles, the diapers, the little home cooking station. And not to say there's anything wrong with that, but there's also more stuff like outside of just getting them stuff to take care of whatever it is, like, so I wouldn't just throw that on my daughter, my child. I would want her, if she did, come home from school one day and say, Mom, I don't want to cheer anymore. I want to play basketball. I want to play baseball, softball. I'd be like, okay, go ahead and do that. And if it got to the point where she's coming home and letting her homeboy cut her up, line her up and stuff, I would sit down, have a conversation with her and, kind of see like, okay, so I feel like I would be I wouldn't be overly judgmental. I wouldn't want to push her away. Like, I wouldn't want to push my son away either. Mm-hmm. I would want them to know that before all of it, I love them. Yeah. So that, and in order to love them, love is just unconditional. And then basically you telling them they have to live up to this certain standard of what you see for them. That's based upon condition, and that's not love. So I would want them to come to me, be open to me, tell me, and if it is something that's they're choosing as their life path, I feel like all I can do is love them. I'll of course speak my mind of how what I think about it or how I may feel about it, but I don't ever want them to feel like they couldn't come to me or tell me or talk to me about certain things.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty similar too. Granted, I don't have any kids, so I don't really know how this will work, but in my perfect world, I think I would just be accepting of my kids deciding to play with any toy, whether it's typically deemed as like a girl's toy or a boy's toy.
No. I'm sick. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sick of all this. Ain't nobody present the question that I had to ask.
But I want everybody to answer the same thing that I answered. Even as far as like letting my kid dress themselves, like I want to be like that funky parent that like if my child
if your boy said, hey, I want to be a girl
to put on a tutu.
No, I want to be a girl. I want my penis cut off and I want a vagina. That's a transgender. You guys set me up for the okie doke. Now everybody else to answer the same question.
But no, if like he decided that he wanted to wear a tutu and some rain boots,
that's not the same. You still got a penis.
Live your life.
You can change later. I want
that's
the penis
fine.
cut
But
off.
if my child said that they want to identify as another sex, I think overall I would be accepting of it. But I think it may be hard to come to terms with. Because, like, as a parent, when you or as a mom, when you give birth to a son, you're expecting to have a son for the rest of your life. Or if you give birth to a daughter, you're expecting to have a daughter for the rest of your life. So I think I'd be a little conflicted because it's like, I gave birth to a baby girl. Like, what's happening to my baby girl type of thing. But I think in the same breath, because I know that the world is very cruel and a lot of people aren't accepting, I would want to make sure that my child knows that you are always accepted at home. Like, your parents accept you, and that's just kind of what it is. Like, if nobody else accepts you, we accept you. Live your life, speak your truth, and if you want to identify as a woman, man, or not identify as any gender, I think that's kind of different, but cool. It's you. Like, I don't understand people who say they don't identify as a gender. That makes no sense to me. Like, I can't make any, like, rationale of it, but if we were to sit down and have a conversation and I can understand your point of view from it, okay, cool, whatever.
I identify as a pot.
Okay. Do you want to be stainless steel? Do you want to be a cast iron pot?
No,
what kind of pot do you want?
I only date like other pots.
Oh, well, then it's not gonna work because I'm not a pot. But it's just like, I think I would be okay with my kids playing with like gender opposite toys and things like that, because I think when we give girls babies, we teach them how to be nurturing and how to take care of things. I also want my son to be a nurturer, so it's like I wouldn't be opposed to giving him a baby doll if he asks for it, because it's like you'll learn how to care for something that's a little bit more delicate. It's no difference with like Barbies and things like that, but I feel as though boy or girl, I would want to be aware of what age I'm giving them Barbies, because Barbies are very sexualized toys.
They are.
And especially, like, given the day and age of, like, the kids that we'll raise, they're going to be raised in, like, a hypersexual environment. So it's just, like, I would like to minimize that as much as I can within my household.
I remember taking the clothes off my Barbies and, you know,
and being like, ooh, rub the boobs together.
Look at you's face in the
we used to do that. Like, we take boobs together or, like, make them punch each other. I used to do that with my Barbies.
Yeah.
Because they have titties, they have boobs.
They have boobs.
Y'all would let the dolls.
Only thing Ken was missing was that thing. Come on now.
Yeah.
Y'all would let y'all would make the dolls.
And it's crazy they make the Barbies. It is a very sexualized toy.
But that's the thing, it's like, but also with kids go through like a sexualized phase. So it's like, you can't really tell them, oh no, don't do that. Like, kids hunch, kids touch themselves, like kids do all that stuff.
Some complex, the Oedipus something. I've read up on it. And
like, children do those things.
Shit, I was going to town when I was a certain age.
It's just, it's normal. So I feel as though, like, if I don't make a big deal out of it, my kids won't make a big deal out of it. And it's just like, okay, you're hunching, it's a phase, but I feel as though if you're hunching at 3, it's different when you're hunching at like 11 or 12 and you're trying to hunch
what do you do?
Other people.
What do you do when you catch your kids masturbating?
You just let them masturbate. and I say that, no, like you just let them go, and I say that as a person.
So if you open the door and they're going to
I have an education background. I work with kids, and you just let them go.
I would say I'm almost, and this is not even like a theoretical. I know for a fact. Because I'm closed-minded in so many things, but I'm closed-minded because of I'm closed-minded. But I never put my closed-mindedness on other people. It's just like, oh, that's how I feel. Like the same thing when we had the conversation about the Wayne Wade. So I'm like, oh, well, no, that don't make sense. That's just media. I know that's my closed-minded thinking. But whenever I do have kids, because I used to play with dolls and the Barbie cars, and I remember my aunt used to be like, don't play them. Because I used to live with my cousins. They'd be like, don't play with those toys. Those for the girls. And I'd be like, what you mean? Like, I'm using it as a car. It's a Barbie car. Or there's a girl in my story in my mind when I'm playing with these toys. I played with toys for a long time growing up. And I remember even when we didn't live with my cousins, my little sister might have toys. We would put her toys in it too. Like, I played with what would be quote unquote girl toys too. Not in the girlish way, but I would have, if there was a character in our mind of the world in the games, I would use a female doll or whatever like that. But I feel like I let my kids, it's whatever. Like, it's whatever. You be whoever you want to be. Because I'm whoever I want to be, and I know I'm closed-minded when it comes to music. I know I only listen to like probably 5 different artists. I'm closed-minded when it comes to food. In certain ways I think, but that's just me. So my child come to me at 5 years old, I think I might be a girl. I'm like, you think you a girl? Like, serious? That's how you feel? Yeah, why you feel like that? All all right, so what you want to do? Like, can I go to the mall and go get some dresses or something? You tripping. I'd be like, you tripping. You sure you want to do that? Ooh, yeah. All right, come on. Boom. I may not understand it, but I'm going to let him, even though he's super duper young, but I just feel like I feel like whenever you give that kid that type of, not even control, but that freedom to live, that you nourish something and it'll like go on way off in life. And I think like even, I know a lot of black parents do it versus like white kids. How we might see a white kid on the floor inside the mall going crazy or jumping off of shit. Like, but the parent's not saying nothing. But a black parent might be like, boy, sit your ass down. Sit down. What are you doing? Like, and it almost controls us sometimes. Whereas
I think that's different.
I
feel you, but I think that's a little different. I'm cool with the free spirit thing. I'm cool with the free spirit thing, but now, bro, we in public. You need to chill the fuck out.
I think it's a reason why black parents are the way they are with their kids versus white parents.
I think it's back to
slavery. Give the rationale
because
to where
white
it's
people
like,
do whatever they want.
No, but if you give the rationale as to where people are going to look at you differently because you're doing this versus your white counterpart, that makes more sense versus no, don't do this.
I think they white asses need to sit down too.
But I think you still need to give the rationale as to why you don't need to do this in this public space.
No,
if it's just us at home,
we always feel like we need to be composed.
But even in the house, I know growing up, don't do this on the couch. Don't do that on the couch. Don't do being super duper. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't jump. Yeah, but the thing is, as a child, I think when we're at that age between we're born to like 3 or 4, we never learn at that rate ever again. We learn how to walk. We learn how to talk. We never learn at that rate ever again. So when you start, if a child is 3 or 2 years, just like in school, and as you know, in pre-K and first grade, if a kid to try to tell a kid to sit down for 8 hours in school is stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. You're a kid.
I'm talking about like in public. Like we go to the mall, bro.
No, I didn't even mean. I just use that as an example. But I'm talking about in general in a black household. It's more. No, don't do this. Don't do that. Yeah, but it's structure that is negative to your creativity.
It's
I
almost
feel
like overwhelming.
The same way school is. School sit down for 8 hours in pre-K or
I feel you on that part. I think I was just disagreeing on the in public thing.
So
I
think that goes back on to the whole thing. It's my turn to talk. Say my example.
Is it because I thought we were all talking at once?
Okay, like I didn't finish my point though.
Because I haven't said anything.
You gave your whole
but I mean we're all piggybacking off of what one another
in the middle of my conversation.
Okay, keep going.
I didn't even finish my point.
I thought there was a
my bad.
We sorry.
Okay, it's a couple of thoughts, meaning y'all 3
I thought it was a collective. Oh no, you your thoughts are running.
A couple of 3 thoughts.
Your thoughts are running. We need to. Your thoughts are running wild.
I'm sorry. Just take my picture.
Oh, y'all. Okay.
Blur my face.
Leo alert. Leo alert. Leo alert. Leo alert. Leo alert.
Look. Okay. So I'm just saying, like for me, I know because I was raised in a super duper structured format where I had a strict West Indian parents, my mom and my dad. My mom and my dad. And I think in some areas it hindered me in a sense because my mother was super duper school and I wasn't too good at school, especially going to like the middle school grades and stuff like that. And then it was like, dang, you're doing wrong or something like that. Where for me, if my kid's not doing good in school, do you want to go to school anymore? No, I'm already not feeling school. Okay, come on, boom, you coming to the crib. Like, I want to be that type of, and it may be extreme because of how I was raised, but if that's what it is, then that's just what it is. And then maybe he'll raise or she will raise their kids differently. But I know for me, I'm gonna be like, and not even just a cool parent, because I'm gonna also be, I'm a stern type of person. But when it comes to certain things, like I wouldn't even trip on that at all. To be honest with you, if my son want to be a daughter, he could be a daughter. If my daughter wants to be a son, she could be a son. Like.
What is the difference between? Do you think there's a difference between a man cheating and a woman cheating?
No. Hold on, randomizer.
Or how they go about it.
Hold on, are you saying are you asking the reasons why or
like
everything?
Like the reasons why, like they say men cheat and it's not emotional, and they want to say when women cheat it is emotionally involved. But is that really the case?
Amber.
And why do you think that way?
Amber, it's your turn.
Amber, answer your own question.
Oh.
Randomize.
Oh, well, I feel like a woman can cheat and not feel any emotional involvement, but I really feel like the reason she may be cheating is it could be something as far as a relationship that she's in that she's not receiving. Like kind of piggybacking off of what you were saying earlier, when you want someone to change, not doing anything to change about it, and instead of them just jumping and leaving and wanting to separate stuff, instead of doing that, they want to maintain that relationship because they're not ready to let that person go, but they would go and cheat on something off of a whim. So I feel like you can cheat and not be emotionally involved, but it doesn't. I feel like that doesn't even matter because it still hurts just as bad, whether or not it's an emotional connection or not. It still hurts. But when men say it's way more to it, I don't like how it's a double standard. When men cheat, women, are more likely to accept and push past the cheating versus when a woman cheats, it's like, the bars are dropped down on her. There's no return.
The mileage.
There's no return. And then another thing, mileage. Like, women don't talk about a dude's mileage. And why do you have to talk about a woman's sexuality so much? Like, it's just a bunch of double standards. Like, you're out here, you can do all of these things, but the moment your girl does it, it's like, oh, you're treacherous. You can't come back from this. You're a terrible person. But you were just as terrible of a person when you did it. None of it's good. So that's really what it boils. None of it is healthy. But I just don't like the double standard. Like a woman where men try to. It's just so selfish and so like just small for them to think it. More than what it may have been. Like, she may have been madly in love with you, and it may have just something that have been an accident just happened. And, she regrets it so much. It's like, why do men be so hard on other men if that was the love of his life and he knew she made a mistake? Why are other men so hard on the dude for taking her back when women are just supposed to be like, okay, girl, just brush it off?
I don't think that's even true.
I feel like it happens a lot.
True. There's a lot of people a lot of men who even stay in relationships where their women might cheat.
Okay, and there's a lot of men that don't.
I think it's a lot of men who stay in
I feel like the ones that are most vocal about it, that's the ones I'm seeing, okay? The ones that's being like, F her, this and that and the third, those are the ones I'm seeing. I'm not seeing the men step up and say, she did do this or that and the third. And I don't see that happening. But you just like, so I would never. It
works on both sides, though. You don't see women who say, oh, he cheated on me and I'm staying with him.
Yes, you have. Men have openly cheated on women and they have taken them back.
No, I'm talking about, but you're not, just like how you don't see a post from a man saying, oh.
So if Beyonce was the one that had cheated on Jay-Z and Jay-Z took her back, how do you think that would have went?
That's Beyonce. Who cares?
The same way how it went with this. What I'm saying is, I think it's the same amount. I think the people.
You don't think she would have been cast down by media and them saying, "Oh, Beyonce is such a this or that and the third." Like, I feel like it would have been just as bad, but I feel like there is a double standard, and like a man is more likely to come back from cheating than a woman is.
I'll probably agree with it, but I think like under the covers wise, I think a lot of men may have gotten cheated on and they don't speak on it.
I think people don't speak on it.
Yeah, a lot I
didn't particularly speak on my situation.
I didn't even know being
until after the fact.
I was there during the whole way after the fact.
Yeah, until after the fact. I didn't speak.
That whole thing happened.
I didn't tell anybody. It happened.
I knew little
say
hints.
Nothing. But I'm just different because I don't really like just tell my business to people just in general. Like, because I don't know, like, because when you do that, I don't think anyone should, but when you do that and then you take them back, then you just look kind of crazy in general. So I don't think that you should do that, period. If you want to talk about it maybe after the fact or some shit, cool, but when it's going on,
and that goes back to our other topic that we had,
talking to friends
about how females talk to their friends. So therefore, and as Bree just said, like when you have friends, female friends, they're gonna tell another female friend, and that's why it seems more like, oh, women take back guys after they get cheated on
because they just know more.
Guys, as me being Bean's friend, he said he didn't tell people. I lived with this nigga, and I didn't know.
I was like, he moved in.
Cheated on him.
And that's the reason why he moved in, and he didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I thought they just were having bumps in their relationship. But we, even as men, we don't talk about, and we probably should more. So we can let other men know, okay, like, if you try to work on it after your woman cheats, there's nothing wrong with that to make it seem like a comfortable thing. But we don't do that. Mm-hmm. So that's why y'all might think, oh, there's more women that take back men because, like y'all said on the last cast, y'all talk about relationship stuff. Me and Bean both agreed we don't really talk about relationship stuff to each other. Mm-hmm. So therefore, if you tell your friend, then your friend's gonna say, "Oh, I got a homegirl that going through this, and she took him back," and then she gonna tell. So it seems more like, oh, women take back men more, but men probably go through it just as much.
Why is it that when a woman cheats, it's more detrimental than when a man cheats? And a woman, it's harder for her to move past that than a man.
Because it's socially comfortable, because women talk about it, men don't.
I feel
That's why.
Okay, so my thing is, when you have that conversation, you are opening, you're pushing past the hurt and the pain, and you're going towards reconciliation, and then maybe it wouldn't just be such a huge stigma if men did work through their feelings.
100% right.
Really, the question at its core was, how do women go about cheating versus how a man goes about cheating? Is it emotionally involved, or is it just something off of a whim? And why are men more likely to come back from cheating than a woman is?
Okay, I think when men cheat, I think it's more so off of like availability, if it's there, type of thing. I really do. Like, if the opportunity presents itself, I think that it's just more so because it's just like, if a man cheats and it's physical, it's just like, it was just something to do. It was just there, type of thing.
That goes with the saying. I have like a saying I go by, and I know you can't speak in absolutes because there's, of course, women that are going to be outliers and men that are going to be outliers and stuff. But I think generally, men need a place and women need a reason.
Yeah. So I feel as though like a man will cheat just if like the opportunity presents itself, versus I think a woman is a little more calculated with why, when, or how she cheats. I think that women really just, you need that push to step outside of your relationship.
Like you.
It's damn near a whole. I think women it seems like it's almost like more emotionally involved, and it's damn near like you in a whole another relationship. But not to say that you can't cheat just to do it.
But I also feel
I'm just saying, speaking generally.
But when I think about cheating, and I think about
you never see that guy again,
right or wrong, like both are wrong. But I feel as though men are typically more wrong than women, because it seems as though you have a lack of self-control and you're just cheating just for the hell of it, versus like if a woman cheats, it's something that she's like contemplated, it's something that she's sat down.
I think that's worse.
I don't think that's worse, because
I think it's worse because you could have talked about it. Yeah,
I don't feel as though it's worse because you literally like mulled over your options. You've like really thought about, is this something I really want to do? Is it something that I don't want to do?
Worse though, because that's like premeditated.
Yeah, that's much worse. I just did it. It just happened.
Men premeditated.
It just happened.
But no,
versus I thought about this and I'm gonna still do it anyway.
I'm going to do it versus like I feel as though it kind of takes less
and think about how they can fucking
effort to just
get away with it.
Be like, oh, I'm gonna fuck here, 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 and then go back to your girlfriend or boyfriend.
What is going on?
I just feel like that's
exactly.
wrong.
It takes less effort.
Yeah, but it's still
exactly
wrong.
the point. That's exactly. I'm not saying they're both wrong.
But
if you sit there and think about it, like, oh man, you're not doing this for me, so I'm gonna go fuck this nigga because he can do that.
Cheats on a woman multiple times. A man typically wants to be forgiven. But that one time a woman cheats on a man is just like, this is unforgivable. I can't believe
I'm not even saying that. Well, you just took it to somewhere that nobody said that. Nobody
But no, for the vast majority,
that.
that's how men feel about being cheated on. It's like you want a woman to accept your downfalls and to accept you succumbing to sex, but you don't want, but you don't do the same for women. Huh?
I can't say that because
if you did like a statistics on how many men have been cheated on and they're still in a relationship, it's been a lot. I put money. They're probably
okay. Well, where they at?
I want to see.
You wouldn't know.
He ain't
even last 30 days. What you talking about?
But I tried. It just wasn't.
You tried, but most women who have been cheated on are still in the relationship.
But the point you just made was that men aren't trying. You just said that's unforgivable.
No, but when a woman cheats, it's almost expected that you get over the fact that you've been cheated and you stay here.
First of all, men do stay. You just don't know about it. That's number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, for me personally, I don't expect you to do anything because I don't expect anyone to do something that I wouldn't personally do. I'm not doing it because I experienced it and I know that's not for me. Mm-hmm. So if I were to cheat, then I don't expect you to do anything. All right, I fucked up. If you decide you want to leave, then cool. If you decide to stay, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with either choice, but I think a premeditated cheat, like, damn, I thought about this. This is the problems that I have. We discussed them or we haven't discussed them. And I'm gonna go still. I found this other nigga who's doing these things for me, and I'm gonna cheat.
When women cheat, it's already been communicated front, back, Spanish, English.
Okay, so why not leave then?
Sign language, and ain't nobody did
so
shit.
So leave then. So leave. Why you gotta cheat? So leave. If you're that unhappy,
it's easier said than done.
So it's easier to go fuck than say I want to break up. No, it's not.
But the thing is, I think when men cheat, it's always physical, but I feel as though when women cheat, it's not always physical.
Exactly.
It can literally
so that
just
makes
be
it
somebody
worse.
that's giving you time.
That makes it worse.
I don't think somebody giving you the time of the day is worse.
I think it's worse.
I don't think that's worse.
I feel men and women cheating is just something people is something people do, and I think men and women all do it for the same reason. Whether you're doing it physically or if emotionally, it all stems from the same some type of mental thing that you've been through in your experiences that has you reaching outside of your relationship without communicating to your partner whatever it is you feel needed or not. It's all some type of thing that goes with that. I think for each person, like whether a woman wants to cheat on the guy because it's an emotional thing, something she's not getting in her relationship, or a guy cheating because of it's just an opportunity there. It's all the same thing. It's about it's an inner thing. If you're gonna go cheat because if I'm gonna go cheat because that girl look good and she's trying to throw the box, and you're cheating because there's something you're missing in your relationship, it's all the same shit. It's the fact of
you just want to do it.
You just want to cheat. You want to cheat. That's the whole thing about it is you want to cheat. That's what it is. You want to cheat. That's what it's just. You want to cheat. It's not. You can try to give like people who kill people. I had to. No, okay. You killed. You cheat. You wanted to cheat. I think people who cheat, you just want to cheat. That's what it is. And not even people, because like I said, coming from Andrew Myers, living that, people want to cheat, and also seeing that from my father. People who want to cheat, you're gonna cheat. Period. And I think I almost feel like
why do you think that women are expected to be more forgiving?
They're not. I think
I
think it's just out there more because what I just said is everybody talks about that more. But I don't think so. I don't think a woman is expected.
I don't think anybody would fault you for if you walked away if somebody cheated. I don't think anyone would fault you for
leaving.
I think if people were being 100% honest, I think there's an even amount of men and women who both stay, and I think there's an even amount of women who both leave. Yes. Women just talk about it, so you hear about it. I think that's all there is to it. I think both sexes do it. It's just not spoken about on the men's side. Women, we all know about it because all women talk about it, and women tell pillow talk with dudes, and that's how dudes find out about it, and that's why everybody knows that women stay. And the reason why men don't stay because women can't hold water.
But if I'm talking to you about it, and you're the only person who's supposed to hold it.
But you tell your other women friends, and they go. She missed the point of how I said you tell your friends, and your friends go pillow talk. But I'm just saying, in general, I think it's about even. I can't say either or that don't stay. I do think there's, like I said, there's probably, I agree with Drew, there's probably more of a stigma because women talk about it. But I think there is an equal amount of men who do stay. Mm-hmm. They just don't discuss it. 100%. But it does happen, I'm pretty sure. Because, I tried to stay. Had we been able to work that shit out, I probably would have stayed. We just couldn't work it out. I tried.
And like we said, I never even knew that.
Yeah, I tried. Recently. I tried to stay. It just didn't work out. Yeah. How much of your past will you divulge to your partner, and how do you choose what information to give up and what do you keep?
I think it depends on the partner. Some partners are more open than others. I think it's all about knowing that person, where it's like, you may be okay with certain things or you may not be okay with certain things. So it's like, ooh, I'm going to keep it to myself. I don't want to keep it to myself, but because I know how you may respond, react, or take said information, I'd rather just not.
Quick question before you keep going. What would first of all, I would like to know shit. So if you want to tell me, I want to know. That's first and foremost. I like to make crazy stuff in my past. I like to make informed decisions. Mm-hmm. So I would like to know as much information as I can. So I do not want you to hold anything back, and don't be afraid of my reaction because normally I'm pretty cool. If we're not arguing, I'm a cool cucumber. So when do I just spaz out? You the one who be starting yelling and shit. I be chilling. But yeah, so I would like to know. I'm just putting that out there going forward. So but continue.
I don't know. I think as much as you are as the person that's telling the information are comfortable with, is what you should tell. But I also think like it really does depend on your partner and
can I interject?
How they may perceive things. How they may perceive
no,
things.
I want to interject.
I don't know. Hold on.
Okay, finish.
I don't know. I think some things may be more. If you feel as though sharing certain things may be more detrimental to your relationship than helpful, then I say just keep it to yourself, because 9 times out of 10, those are things that you haven't even shared with family and friends. So even though you may want to be open and honest and just like lay all your cards on the table with somebody, if you feel as though it's really going to be detrimental to your relationship, I say keep it to yourself, because a lot of people like to say that they're open. A lot of people like to say that they're understanding until they're put in situations that like test that understanding and test that openness. I just think you should keep it to yourself if it's detrimental, and also know your partner.
But how you gonna know if they've like you just said, like until it's tested? Well, how are you gonna know if you don't test it?
Because maybe that person, maybe that person has tested it with like friends or family. So like if you've tested it with friends or family and it hasn't been like received well and nobody's receptive, I probably just keep it to myself.
How do you know your partner's like that? Like, what if your partner is just like, yeah, like I accept you for who you are, I'm gonna love you like no matter what, and they really mean it, but because like for instance, for me, like I want you to be like able to feel like you can talk to me about anything, like no matter what it is. It could be anything. Like even if it's like, oh yeah, like I'm like I think we should be done. I kind of like want to see other people or some shit. Like I would rather you tell me than feel like that, and then it's like, oh, this whole shit is like gone to shit or something. Like later on down the road, I would want you to be no matter what it is. If you feel like you want to tell it, then I feel like you should.
First off, I would like to thank Bree for answering that question so honestly, because that was a super honest answer that you gave. Because a lot of people are gonna say, oh yeah, fine, yeah, tell them everything, open book. But we all know that's not how it goes. But the thing is, it's such a bad habit, I feel, for us to go about relationships with people like that, because it goes back into like how when you first start dating, you're just you're the picture perfect person, regardless of what we know or not. There's a lot that there's a lot that we don't even show that person, and like how you said, the fact that, and I do the same thing too, where okay, how I think you might handle it, I'm not going to tell you, but it's such a bad way to be. It really and truly is, because if you look at it from that perspective, if I cheat, you know how a partner always says, well, let me know, then I'm not going to tell you nothing, because I feel that's going to be detrimental to our relationship.
No,
you know what? If I'm
talking about your I'm talking about past information. I'm not talking about shit you're doing in a relationship.
But I'm saying no. But the thing is, the whole thing you can't.
I would tell you if I ever. You
look at it in extreme. Listen, because you say, okay, yeah, I would tell you this, I would tell you this. But if you're already in the habit of, oh, I did this in my past, I'm not going to tell you because of how you're going to react. That means the main issue there is, okay, you're scared of how your partner's going to react. So if you cheat, yeah, it's good to say, oh, I'm going to tell you I cheat. No, you're not, because the issue is you're scared of how your partner's going to react. So therefore, if you're scared of how they're going to react about something you did in the past, if you cheat or mess up now, it's 180% chance you're definitely not going to tell them, because you're scared to tell them shit that you did before he even existed. Or she existed. So therefore, in the present, it sounds cute to say, oh, if I do something, I'm going to tell you. No, you're not, because there's stuff that you're scared to tell me about your past. And I think that's the issue that I know, especially for me, and I even still deal with that. It's just so, it's not even, because there's no, I feel like how I want the relationship to be is I don't want to even find a balance with it. I want it to be where I can just be open, and because I feel like I would live so much more freer, and she would live so. I mean, I don't know how it would change you, but I can only speak on me. Is I'll live so much more freer if I could just put if you can just. That's the best way to be. So, not worried about your reaction or nothing, because I can't date you and be like, okay, in my past I had a foursome with 3 girls, but I may not want to tell you that because of how you may react. But then think if I go out here and I got a girl's number and text her, oh, I'm gonna tell you that. No, it doesn't even make sense, because
I mean, I feel like it's about what you're doing and what you. I mean, that's an action.
No, it's not, Amber. You gotta look at it. You gotta look at in life. You gotta look at it as a spade. The main thing is you're scared of your partner's reaction.
Okay.
You did what you did. You're fine with it. You're living with it. The reason why you don't tell your partner something from your past or feel like the need to bring it up is because you're scared. You don't.
It's either you're scared
it's
of
how
their
they react to
reaction
it.
or you're scared of like
Yes.
the fear of judgment or anything like that.
Exactly.
Like, even though you've
So
accepted it.
therefore,
really what it
if something happens in the
judgment
present,
is really what it is.
what do you think your chances are of telling your partner? Be honest. If you're scared of how they're going to judge
depends on
you,
how you feel as though they would judge you. If you feel as though you can take something
exactly.
to that person,
But
and
if you feel they're
then
going to
they'll
judge
tell
you on something in your past,
yeah.
the thought of your partner being open and saying, "Oh, Andrew," or "Oh, Amber, I went outside the relationship," is so slim because you're scared to tell them something about the past because how they're going to react to it. For anybody who's dating, if any other viewers are dating right now, keep the open slate. Fuck the reaction and keep the open slate early in the relationship.
Yeah.
So therefore, down the relationship, you're not worried about your partner's reaction because, if you meet a guy, I just fucked 3 niggas last week. What the fuck, girl? You fucked 3 niggas, girl. But let him let the ball use it early because the thing is you don't want to.
I feel like
you
you're
don't want to
giving
wait.
him the chance.
Give him the chance.
Just like you're giving the girl the chance to determine whether or not she would
want to
really
be with you. Yeah, like I told you in the beginning, I cheated on any relationship I had. I'm out here. I'm in the streets. Okay, then the ball is in your court. I didn't come to you like, I know how to love. All my relationships messed up because of the girls. They were stupid. I never done that. I came to you like, I don't know how to trust people. I'm a baby when it comes to relationships. I cheat. I came to you like that. So therefore the ball is in your court. Does that make sense? That don't give me the right to go cheat and do nothing stupid, but I'm just letting you know.
For me, I feel like it's not about really keeping anything from that person, but sometimes you do it to like not want to argue or not want to fight, and it may be over something petty or small, like, oh shit, I forgot to take the chicken out today, or I don't want him, or I forgot to do this, or I forgot to put money in the account, or whatever. Like those are like little minor things that I feel like can just be brushed over. But if it's anything that's major, anything that's holding heavy on your heart, I feel like there should be a discussion on it. If you feel like that would hurt who you're with, if you feel like that would change the dynamic of your relationship with that person, I feel like it needs to be discussed. I feel like it shouldn't be withheld. Like as far as like petty life stuff, or I
see, and the thing is that's the crazy part about it, and it goes back to, I guess, the whole thing of this just being a couple of thoughts, because anybody watching this, there's no right or wrong to any type of, however your love life is or your relationship may be, it could be perfect for you. Like, it's no right or wrong to it. It's no right or wrong. I think everybody do it their way, and there's no blueprint to do a relationship like this.
Well, I have a viewer question. Are we doing viewer questions really quick? Do you guys have any viewer questions?
I don't have one.
Okay,
right
well, my viewer question is, how would you guys handle dating someone with children? Or like,
children.
Like,
it's a nope.
If you
nope.
Like, have you ever it's a no for me too.
It's a hard. When y'all talk about
and I've tried it.
No,
children is not.
I can't do it.
I mean,
what about so? I don't know. I can't speak to that because we don't have any kids. But prior to, I was dating a guy. He had a child, and it wasn't anything that I feel like I couldn't deal with. But it's just it was always something that I feel like I couldn't completely wrap my head around. So I don't know. I feel like it depends on the situation.
Like,
oh no! It wasn't that the kid didn't like me. It was just something that I felt like for me.
So you just left the kid and you walked out the kid's life too?
Oh, I mean, no, I wouldn't say that.
You still in the kid's life?
No, I'm not still in the kid's life.
That's what I'm saying. So like, what happened? Like, what? So you just left out the kid's life?
I mean,
you built a relationship with the kid, and then.
I mean, I feel like it was a relationship, but I feel like it wasn't anything that was. I don't know if it was significant or not. I'm not that child. I don't know. But I just feel like I've been there.
You didn't really meet him. It was like, this girl coming upstairs. Just say hey real quick.
No, I did. I was around. We spent time together, and yeah, we did. But it was just, I feel like as far as the dynamic was, I feel like when you do factor in a child into a relationship, that means that you and your partner's relationship needs to be on point, because that child can feel whatever pressures between their parent and their girlfriend. Yeah. They can feel that tension. They can feel that energy. And if it's not anything healthy, it's not a good environment for that child, then you should step away from it for the betterment of the child. I wouldn't want to stick with somebody just because of the children and we hate each other. And that makes it even worse for the child growing up as an adult, where they had to live in this toxic environment that wasn't of love. It was just of, obligation. Yeah. So I would rather, speaking personally, I don't think I would, it doesn't really matter for us because our child would be our first child. But as far as when it brings a child into a relationship, I feel like it should be healthy. Like, if you feel like you're with a partner and you love that child so much, but you and the partner aren't working out, the best thing you can do for that child is step away from that partnership.
Agreed. Y'all niggas having
I also say no to dating someone with a child because I'm selfish. It is what it is. I feel as though like I'm in a space in a relationship, or I'm in a space in my life where it's like it's me and you, and it's just me and you. And I think that even though I'm selfish, I'm also understanding, where if you were to have a child, your child comes first at the end of the day, regardless of whatever you and I have going on. And even if your child didn't come first, it's just like, you're a terrible human being, you're a terrible parent, I really don't want nothing to do with you. But because I'm in a space where I can prioritize where people fall, I don't think I would want to date somebody who could prioritize someone over me, and that someone being their child or their children. And I just really would like to go through the motions of a relationship where it's just you and I first, and we can be selfish with each other, and then we can add on to our partnership or onto our like union and have children, and then that's when our priorities kind of shift. I just can't see myself dating somebody whose priorities are like kid, partner, parents. Like,
because you're making him partner,
he's number
you're
one.
Making him number one.
So I feel like that's
so when you do have kids, how do you think that's gonna go?
When you have kids, I still feel as though if you want to think traditionally speaking, it should still be partners and then kids. But if we have children together, if we agree that it's children first and then each other, that's fine. But I would like to just still have some agreement with the person I'm having a child with, versus my child always comes first and you're another person that's coming into this bubble, and you got to figure out where you fall in their ranking.
I think it just depends on like the relationship between you and the person. Because I think I wouldn't base it like love or finding a partner like on whether the person has kids, because kids is, I mean, of course it's ongoing for everything, but if kids eventually move out the house, and if you just tie whether I'm going to be with somebody because of the kid, you might be missing out on your soulmate, I feel like. Because you just never know. Like, the kids aren't going to be there forever. Like, you don't want to, I'm not going to date you. Oh, you're funny, we get along very well, but you do have a child. The hell was that?
An alert. It's okay.
Nothing's wrong with that. Once it's a healthy relationship, and a healthy relationship when you respect the child and all that, I see nothing wrong with that at all.
Do you think something's wrong for men who scout out women with children, and that's the only thing that they date?
Yeah.
I don't think no man does that.
They do.
I feel like there are men out there who
prey on women with children.
Who only want women with children. Yeah. Do you think something is wrong?
They do.
I've never
heard of that.
I've
never heard of that in my life.
They only date baby mamas. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of baby mamas, but I don't know if
somebody
purposely.
I've never heard that in my life.
I've never heard
women
that.
out
I've never heard that in
children.
my life.
Because I don't know if it's like a security factor where it's like you can take care of something, or you can like nurture something or someone. So if you can do it with your children, you can do it with me, and that's something I'm missing in my life. But there are men who seek out women who have children. It's weird.
I'm not debating
it's
it.
very odd.
I've never heard of it before. I'm not debating it.
I have. Listen.
I've been there. And men be like, you have kids? I'll be like, no. They be like, why not? You seem like you'll do da-da-da. No. And you keep talking to them and you realize they only date women with children. Men are strange sometimes.
I don't think I could do it.
You've done it.
You've never done it before?
Tried.
He's done it.
I wouldn't say we were in like a serious relationship. We dated, but it wasn't.
Did you kick it with the kid?
No,
take him
I
to
didn't
the
make it that
mall?
far. I ain't making that far, but
You know, B don't like watching kids.
we didn't make it that far. I knew she had a kid and shit, but I couldn't do it.
Why couldn't you?
This is weird, like, cause then like when you get into a relationship, like that kid damn near has to become your kid. Like obviously you're not that kid's parent.
think?
Yes,
I think
it has
so.
to,
Yes.
bro. That's an extension of you.
Yeah, if
It
it's
has to.
serious.
That has to.
yeah.
If it's serious,
Yeah.
bro, that kid becomes your kid. I couldn't see myself
Yeah.
like raising a kid that's not mine.
Mm.
And then like she was
So
she was older too, and like her kid was a little like he wasn't like old, but I think he was like 11 or some shit like
He
that.
was old enough to remember who
old
you are
enough.
for the rest
Like, he
of
was
his
old
life.
enough, so it's just like, bro, like
You had an
That's-
impressionable moment on him.
yeah, that's-
Yeah.
it's just weird. I don't know. I couldn't do it. Like I said, I tried. I didn't meet the kid, but I couldn't. I'm okay.
So the verdict is, so none of us on the podcast have kids.
None of us are dating with
and
kids.
none of
except
us are
maybe
willing
Drew.
to do.
I said
none of
I
us-
would be
That's what I
willing
said,
to
except
date.
Drew.
Well, you're
Except
not.
Drew.
You're not because
Yeah,
I don't
but I'm
have
still
kids.
doing- Okay, but I'm just saying
No,
in
but
general.
no, I don't have
Flowers?
kids.
What in the world?
I don't have
Make this
kids.
so
I got no
personal.
I don't have
Drew
kids.
said-
I don't have
Drew said that
kids, so
he
you
would-
Yeah, I know that.
because Drew will
But
sit
he
here and say this,
introduced
but
it.
also tell me I'm so happy you don't. Our child is gonna be
But
our
he introduced
first
it as
child.
Yes,
saying
but what
that
I'm
he
saying-
would outside
Okay.
this, if it wasn't for this relationship. He literally said if it wasn't for this
I
relationship, then
would date somebody with kids. I see nothing wrong with that. I'm speaking my
Okay,
opinion on it. I
alright.
see nothing wrong with dating with somebody
Alright.
with kids. I don't see that as a
I don't
crazy
see
thing.
anything wrong with it. But
Of course
I
you
say
can.
you know.
And I'm saying I would. I don't see nothing. I don't see that being. Now it depends. There's a limit on it. If you got more than 2 kids, it's like that would just be crazy.
So hold on, more than 2 kids. How many kids do you plan
And
on
also,
having?
I feel like I think it boils
How many
down to
kids
how
do you
old you
want? I'm
are.
talking about you,
Because
nigga.
what if you're
I'm talking about
40
you.
and you're dating?
I only want to have one.
So
kid.
then, so if she
I
got
feel
2,
like
are
when
you not
you're-
gonna have any of your own?
Yeah,
so
I
now
have
you
one,
got
that
3
would be
kids.
3.
But you just said you only
But I
want
want
to
to mention, like, when people are older in their
But I
dating,
still have
they're
to at
in
least
their
have one that's
40s.
mine.
Everyone has kids in their 40s. So what do you do then?
Everybody has kids now.
No, they don't.
A lot of people we
No,
know.
they don't. The reason,
None of us
the
do,
reason
but a lot of
that
people
I
we
say
know
is
our
because
age
when I
do.
sit back and I look at like my circle of friends, none of us have kids.
None
I mean, none of my circle got friends got kids
So it's
either.
like
But
I think there's an overwhelming
Exactly.
Not that we know about.
But there's an overwhelming like
Exactly.
population of people with kids on social media. But when you really think about like your closest circle of friends, and then you think about your friends' circle of friends,
no, my
they don't
friend,
have no kids.
my
like,
friend circle of
my-
friends got kids.
Like my
circle of friends don't.
circle of friends
Oh,
have
yeah.
kids.
They're starting to have kids.
That was it for this episode of A Couple of Thoughts podcast. We are now on Facebook as well, so if you guys got Facebook, don't forget to go over there and like and comment and stay updated on there. Continue to comment, like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. And like, if you guys don't want to actually watch, you can listen on Apple and Spotify. Yeah, and follow us on Instagram. We're trying to get to 100. You know.
Yes.
You know, but-
Share. Send
But
the
yeah,
topics
continue
in
to
the
share.
comments.
Yes. I appreciate all the feedback, all the love. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you share it, pass it along to your friends, auntie, uncle, cousins, everybody. Tell them.
Yes, sir.
And however they feel about it is okay. You guys can comment topics or however you feel about shit. It's all a safe space.
Yeah, you can
We're not
DM
gonna
us
judge
too,
you.
if you need to. If you don't want to.
Well, she might, but the rest of us aren't.
You can email us
Anyway.
too. A couple of what's our email?
A couple of thoughts pod
at
yeah,
Gmail.
at Gmail. It's on our Instagram
Thoughts.
page. If you just click.
This is just some podcast facts. I'm like 8-0 in the conversations. Just to let you guys
No,
know.
that's actually not true.
How did he get those
Because I
stats?
think it depends on who you ask.
I'm 8-0. I'm like
depends on who you
undefeated
ask.
right now.
Who told you that?
The stats.
Girl, it's best he just believe what he want to believe.
I'm 8-0.
Drew's employees told him that because they have to side with him.
They gotta keep
I'm
their job.
8-0.
Understood.
they said Drew just been letting niggas go. I better tell him he was right.
He was right. You did that. I really agree with you on your podcast. I understand
Yes,
your take on it.
8-0, baby.
That was it for this one.
That's
All
it.
right, peace.
See you guys next one.
guys.
Peace out. Hold it down.
Bye.
Hold it down. Feel peace.